All right, before that video really gets rolling on the Dutchman, I just want to really probably gonna piss off some of the purists that perfect apex, perfect back cut, no taper to your back cut, no nothing. If you did it right, you wouldn't need it. That kind of stuff. Probably gonna piss those guys off, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing it, you know, correct every single time. These are just tricks you pick up while production cutting. Just that little bit of something that really lightens the load throughout the day. You know, if you can, from a production standpoint, if you can put a Dutchman in, swing that tree around, it's going to save you time, and it's going to save you energy throughout the day. And it's going to save you time, which translates into, you know, that 20, 30, 40 seconds it took to wedge it over. That's just time you could spend on the next tree, getting it down to produce some logs. Right now it's purely just to save me energy, because I mean, look at me, I'm lazy, you know. I got a little extra on my gut because I'm lazy. So but that's what keeps me efficient, is just the little tricks that make things just that much quicker, that much smoother. I'm not carrying a wedge up here today. I mean, it's all downhill down to this campground, which makes it nice. I don't need a wedge for anything, and if I did, I'd either swing it around or send it uphill if it leans real hard. But yeah, and I just want to make very, very clear that if you're thinking about using these kinds of cuts, think twice about it. Granted, you have to use it to know how to do it, or to learn how to do it. You got to use it, but think twice, because like I said, there's always that little bit of uncertainty when you start using Dutchmans, because honestly it involves cutting off your holding wood on that one side most times. So yeah, think twice, watch the video. I hope anybody out there is going to use it anyways against guidelines or whatever. I hope this helps you be a little more successful with it. But again, think twice. All right, guys, I found a good candidate for a demonstration on a Dutchman. So I don't know if you can tell too well, but this tree has considerable lean out that way, right? And I need to try and get it down in here, and I kind of need it to swing over top of this guy. So this is an extreme case. It's, you know, from here, let's see if I can point it straight up and down, going straight up, so you can see that tree really goes out there. So quick disclaimer on using Dutchmans, Sizwells, Flying Dutchman, Soft Dutchmans, any of those things, is the reason why they're not recommended is because they're not 100%. It's not 100% reliable. And that's kind of the standard, the way some organizations can standardize cutting timber or cutting trees. So it's not 100%. You know, this tree is pretty extreme, so there's a likelihood of it failing, not working. And that's the downside of using a Dutchman. On the other hand, the plus side of it is you could save yourself a lot of backache from trying to beat this thing over there by trying to capture some of that lean and get it to create momentum to come around. So I'm gonna start making some cuts, and we'll see if this works out for us. Well, so here we go. I got the cut in it. You kind of see where I'm aimed. That's my line there. So I'm kind of aimed out in here somewhere. Now I'm trying to overcompensate for this. I'm hoping to get this thing over into here, and that little overcompensation may help with these extreme situations. So I've got my face cut, and typically what I like to do, I like to make my gunning cut or my initial cut, and I cut in far enough. You can see that's my Dutchman there. I like to cut in far enough to where I'm trying to capture, like I was saying, capture some of that weight. Because what's going to end up happening, hopefully, is I'm going to come in on my back cut. I'm going to come into as far as I can without it pinching, and this is going to compress. This is going to sit on this side, and that's going to get the tree to kind of lean towards me and lean towards where I'm at right now. Lean towards the Dutchman. Compress, lean towards me, and start some momentum to hopefully fall into that face and come around. Hopefully down into there. I'm gonna go set you guys up. The best spot for this video to be is not ideal. It's kind of far away. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the action happening, but we'll see. You know, my plan is to come in here as close as I can, like I said, and on this side you're going to leave a heaping gob of holding wood on this side, hoping it holds harder on this side and pulls away. And as it goes over, kind of want to keep feathering on that side to relieve some of the resistance of it holding over here. All right, here we go. Yeah, like I said, this is a bad angle, but you're not going to be able to really see the action of it folding over and falling in. Like I said, it's not completely unreliable. It's unreliable. But there's a tool for every job, and every tree is a specific situation that requires a specific tool, and a Dutchman is a tool to be used. I like the analogy of, you don't loosen or tighten every nut and bolt with a crescent wrench. You use a specific tool. While it may work, but it's not going to work optimally, and you need a specific tool for a specific situation. So, here we go. So there you go. Like I've said, this is where my Dutchman was, right? You can see by the line here, this is where my initial face cut, or my initial gunning cut, was. Capture the momentum, or capture the... Oh, accidentally turned you off there. Well, there we go. It went right down in there, right where I needed it to. Its lean was way over here and behind this tree. and that helped it sit, create momentum, and come over right where I wanted it. Now, like I was saying, you can see where my initial, what we call gunning cut was. Out into here, right? That was where I captured some of that weight to hopefully get it to sit and create momentum. And this right here was my Dutchman, this distance here. And as you can see, I left just a ton of wood over here, and that's why we have all this pull, which in this case is not a bad thing. It's hazard mitigation. These aren't coming out for logs, so it's not that big of a deal. And on the back cut, I just swept in, like I said, as far as I could. I came into about here, well, I don't know, probably about here, and it started to sit. And as it was folding over into that Dutchman, I just kept coming at it, trying to relieve some of that compression wood, try and give that tension wood a little relief from this. Because if you leave wood here, you know, you're acting against where you want it to hold. Now there's some scenarios where you want to leave wood over here, something for it to sit on. But I normally trim this off as it's going. Once it's starting to commit, I'll kind of keep trimming away at this until it goes over and I feel the need to get the hell out of town. Well, there we go.